Today, we're diving headfirst into a controversial topic that sits at the heart of modern medicine and affects millions worldwide: statins. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cholesterol meds? That's about as exciting as watching paint dry. But trust me, this isn't your grandma's health advice. This is a story of big money, scientific controversy, suppressed dissent, and potentially millions of people taking drugs they might not need. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry built on the promise of reducing heart disease, but one that's increasingly facing scrutiny about its methods, its influence, and its potential downsides. We're going to pull back the curtain on the statin industry, examining the immense influence of pharmaceutical giants, digging deep into the often conflicting evidence, and asking the tough questions that many are afraid to ask. We'll explore the history of these drugs, the science behind their purported benefits and documented risks, and the ongoing debate about their appropriate use. Now, keep in mind that the following information is not intended as medical advice, but rather as a starting point for conducting further research. Our story begins in 1959, long before statins were even a glimmer in a researcher's eye. The first cholesterol-lowering drug, propranolol, emerged, promising a revolution in heart health. However, this early triumph quickly turned into a disaster, with patients experiencing severe side effects and even a worsening of heart health in some cases. The company behind propranolol was found guilty of falsifying data during the drug's approval process, serving as a stark warning about the potential consequences of rushing drugs to market without proper due diligence. Despite this early setback, the quest for a cholesterol-lowering miracle continued, setting the stage for the rise of statins. In 1973, a Japanese scientist named Akira Endo discovered the first statin compound while researching the metabolic pathways of fungi. This discovery offered a new mechanism for lowering cholesterol levels, but it still took another 14 years before the first statin drug, Mevacor, was finally approved in the US in 1987. The approval of Mevacor was a monumental moment for Merck, the pharmaceutical giant behind the drug. Statins quickly became a blockbuster medication, generating billions of dollars in profits and becoming one of the most prescribed medications in history. Doctors, encouraged by early studies suggesting statins could lower the risk of heart attacks by reducing LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, began prescribing them widely to patients with high cholesterol. As more and more people started taking statins, cracks began to appear in the seemingly flawless facade. Cases of serious side effects, including debilitating muscle pain, myalgia, liver problems, and an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes, started to emerge. While these side effects are not experienced by everyone, their existence raised concerns about the long-term safety of these drugs, especially for individuals at low risk of heart disease who might not experience significant benefits to offset these risks. A 2018 review in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology estimated that up to 20% of statin users experience muscle-related side effects, which can significantly impact quality of life. Additionally, a 2017 study in diabetes care found that statins were associated with a 30% increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes, particularly in those already at high risk. Adding to the concerns is the fact that much of the research on statin safety and efficacy is funded by the very companies that profit from selling them. This conflict of interest is inherently problematic and raises red flags. Even more concerning, access to the raw data from these trials is often restricted, making it nearly impossible for independent researchers to verify the findings, investigate potential discrepancies, or conduct meta-analyses without potential bias. This lack of transparency has fueled skepticism and distrust within the scientific community, with some experts arguing that the benefits of statins have been overstated and the risks downplayed. A 2016 analysis in the BMJ found that only 37% of the raw data from statin trials has been made available for independent scrutiny, hindering the ability to verify the reported findings. A 2017 study in the Annals of Internal Medicine highlighted the need for greater transparency and data sharing in cardiovascular research, as it would allow for more robust analysis and informed decision-making. Another area of concern is the ever-changing definition of high cholesterol. Over the years, the threshold for what's considered a healthy cholesterol level has been repeatedly lowered, adding millions to the pool of potential statin users. The guidelines dictating these cholesterol targets aren't always as impartial as we might hope, as they are often set by panels with direct financial ties to the pharmaceutical companies that manufacture and profit from statins. This raises the possibility that these guidelines are being subtly influenced by an industry eager to expand its customer base, turning a normal and necessary biological process into a medical condition requiring lifelong medication. A 2016 study published in the BMJ found that up to 60% of adults over the age of 40 in the US and UK are now eligible for statin therapy, suggesting a potential for overtreatment. Additionally, a 2019 study in the European Heart Journal estimated that only 10 to 20% of people taking statins actually benefit from the treatment, raising questions about the appropriate use of these drugs. Despite the expiration of their patents, statins continue to be an immensely lucrative class of drugs, generating over $20 billion in 2023 and with a forecast to increase significantly by 2030. Lipitor, a statin manufactured by Pfizer, holds the remarkable distinction of being the most financially successful medication in the history of medicine. This enduring profitability, even after patent expiration, along with Pfizer's Lipitor's unrivaled success, underscores the complex interplay between financial interests, evolving medical opinions, and the changing landscape of cholesterol management. A 2017 study in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that nearly half of the panel members who developed the 2013 American College of Cardiology and the American Heart Association's cholesterol guidelines had financial ties to the pharmaceutical industry. Furthermore, a 2018 analysis by the BMJ found that the pharmaceutical industry spent over $2.2 billion on marketing statins to doctors in the US between 2013 and 2016, contributing to their widespread prescription. Adding to the confusion is the way statin benefits are often presented. You'll often hear about relative risk reduction, which can sound impressive. However, it's crucial to understand that relative risk doesn't tell the whole story. For example, a statin might reduce your risk of a heart attack by 50%, relative risk. But if your actual risk was only 2% to begin with, that 50% reduction only equates to a 1% decrease in absolute risk. This distinction is crucial for patients to understand when weighing the potential benefits of statins against the potential risks and side effects. Instead of immediately resorting to pharmaceuticals, perhaps we should focus on supporting the body's innate ability to regulate itself. Our bodies are remarkably complex and adaptable, and they have their own mechanisms for managing cholesterol levels. A far more empowering and potentially effective approach would be to prioritize lifestyle interventions that work with our biology rather than against it. This includes embracing a truly species-appropriate diet, such as a well-formulated carnivore diet, that's rich in nutrient-dense animal foods and devoid of processed ingredients, inflammatory seed oils, carbohydrates, and plants. A 2019 review in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that a low-carbohydrate, high-fat diet, such as a well-formulated carnivore diet, can be as effective as statins in lowering LDL cholesterol levels. Additionally, a 2018 study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology showed that a Mediterranean-style diet high in healthy fats, such as olive oil and nuts, can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 30%. Now, I'm not about to go preaching the virtues of some vague Mediterranean diet. Let's be real. That term is about as nebulous as a foggy day in the Adriatic. My point is simpler. Addressing dietary factors can put folks with high cholesterol and iffy heart health on the straight and narrow. See, the thing is, our bodies are remarkably adept at regulating their own cholesterol levels. It's a delicate dance that's been perfected over millennia. So why are we so quick to reach for the pharmaceutical solutions when a little dietary fine-tuning could do the trick? What we need is a diet that's truly tailored to our species, one that harnesses the power of nutrient-dense animal foods and steers clear of the processed junk and inflammatory gremlins. Rich in the stuff our bodies crave, free from the industrial age additives that send our systems into a tailspin. It's a return to our roots, a way of eating that works with our biology, not against it. No more letting the powers that be dictate what goes into our bodies. It's time to embrace the healing power of real food and let our amazing physiology do its thing. After all, Mother Nature has had a few million years to perfect this whole cholesterol management gig. I reckon she knows a thing or two more than the latest marketing campaign. What's even more disturbing is the systematic silencing of dissenting voices within the medical community. Doctors and scientists who dare to question the safety or effectiveness of statins, or who advocate for a more nuanced approach to prescribing them, are often discredited, ridiculed, and even threatened. This creates a chilling effect on open scientific debate, preventing a balanced discussion of the evidence and leaving patients in the dark about the true complexity of these drugs. Moving forward, the statin debate is far from over. It's a complex issue with high stakes, and there are no easy answers. But one thing is clear. We need to start asking tough questions, demanding better evidence, and better empowering patients to make informed decisions about their health. We need full and unrestricted access to raw data from statin trials, independent research, and a safe space within the medical community where scientists and doctors can freely discuss their concerns without fear of retribution. The decision of whether or not to take a statin is a personal one, and it should be made on a case-by-case basis, in consultation with a healthcare provider and with a full understanding of both the potential benefits and the potential risks. Let's start a conversation about statins, about pharmaceutical influence, and about the future of healthcare. Our health and our right to make informed decisions about it depends on it. Until next time, friends, and remember, live long, live strong, go carnivore.